Sweet. Thank you very much, Luna. I knew it was there somewhere, but it just wasn't that easy to find. So that's going to make things better once we are doing dailies and stuff like that. As soon as I learned about the recommended gear option, I've been incredibly lazy. Every time I level up, I just go, okay, what's recommended? Okay. Hey, cool. Absolutely. But I appreciate that. I don't think I have another dungeon to do in quite a while, though. So I'm not sure that I'll even be doing it today. Although, maybe. But probably not. Yeah, that is true. This is the one where I have to save the white mage lady, isn't it? From what's his name? His name's not Gunther. It's Umther or something like that, or something evil sounding. Or maybe it's not even that. I don't know. It's one of those. Well, so far I'm really enjoying the live stream aspect of this. Hopefully it's running all right. I know you guys would tell me if there was something that wasn't particularly good happening for the stream. Actually, let's kill the mage first. Oh my god, I took the other guy out in like half. One hit though, he almost died. I am in Canada, yes. I am in Ontario. Oh yeah, we talked about this. You're not too far from me. I'm in Peterborough. I am with Kojiko. And it's funny that you say you're with Bell because I work for Bell. I work for Bell cell phone though. Not for Bell Internet. I think my upload is okay. My upload is supposed to be 10 megabits per second as far as I remember. Which should be more than enough for streaming purposes. For me, I'm much more worried about computer performance than ISP performance. Like, Kojiko has actually been really, really good to me. To the point where I'll jump on and, like, I'll defend them from time to time. It basically, like, I don't know. I don't know if I need to get into that conversation right now, but they're all basically the same. You know, I'll have people tell me, like, oh, I'm going to switch to Rogers because Rogers' customer service is so much better. And it's like, okay, like, you can do that. I used to work for Rogers, too. You know, and they're the exact same. It's really just about who answers the phone. Oh, yeah? Well, I know Bell has Bell 5, which is supposed to be, like, really, really awesome. But I don't actually have that because I have Kojiko. And now we have the first of many journeys to Horizon. Or not to Horizon, sorry, but to the Waking Sands. But first we have to go to Horizon. Oh, really? Are they supposed to offer you more than that? Or is that just what comes with it? That doesn't sound very good for upload. So tomorrow's plan, if we're going to stick with the streaming thing, which I want to do this for the rest of the week. So today's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to be streaming around these times. I wanted to start earlier, but I just slept in. So there's no real excuse on that one. In a perfect day, I'll be starting at 10 a.m. Eastern time and going until 1 for 3 hours. I think 3 hours is the perfect time, because it's enough to get a good chunk of game done. You know, you can actually go in and play for 3 hours, which allows you to get a nice amount done. And it splits into 6 episodes in which I can upload them all to, or I can just chop them up and upload them to YouTube. So today is Final Fantasy, so it'll give me a week's worth of episodes for next week. Tomorrow is going to be either XCOM or Civilization 5. I'm leaning towards Civilization, but it doesn't really matter. Tomorrow it's going to be one of those two, and then the next day it's going to be the other of those two. Register favorite destination. There. So now when we come to Horizon, which we'll be doing quite a bit, it's going to be a little bit cheaper. I think it's the limit on the modem. Oh, wow. Well, didn't Bell just come out with a new modem, like the Home Hub 3000 or something like that? Hey, yeah, there's some new Civ stuff on my channel, if you're interested. Only one episode right now, but that's the same game that I'm going to be bringing to the stream, and that's one of the main reasons why I was thinking about switching to streaming rather than just offline recording. Because for Civ, I want those episodes to be 30 minutes long, but if you only record for 30 minutes at a time, then you can't really get anything done. And I can record for an hour and a half at a time and split those episodes up, but if I'm going to do that, why not just go even further and just dedicate a day to it to give me 6 episodes? I think it'll be perfect. I am also having a blast with Civ 5. It's sort of rekindled my love for that game. And I watched a little bit of Civ 6 stuff, and it looks like everybody went to Civ 6 for a bit because it was fresh and it was new, but people are starting to come back to Civ 5. Isn't, I don't know who Boudica is. I think Boudica is the Celts, isn't it? But I might be wrong about that. This person gives us a couple somewhat important quests. We give her an orange juice and she allows us to dye our gear. Which is not the most important, but it's still pretty fun. And then glamour. This is new too. What do you want me to do for glamour? Speak to Folkland, who better be in this building. Yes. Religious Civ, but never play her that way. Yeah. See, it's pretty embarrassing how long it took me to get a grasp of Civ. Like, it's very embarrassing. And I wouldn't even say that I have a full grasp now. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's what I figured. Blood orange juice, eh? I guess glamoring earlier is better than glamoring later. Oh, wow, she's happy. And they did that with the, what? Armor, leather, cloth. We'll take armor. They also changed the chocobo riding one. They made that earlier as well. Alright, well in that case then, I'll probably do Civ tomorrow because I got a reaction out of it. So that's all I really need. And then I'll do XCOM the next day. And then when Destiny comes out, I'm going to be doing some of that. All coastal cities, and she steamrolls everything because she gets rich early. Carthage. I never played Carthage. The one Civ I was really enjoying was the Mayans. So I really like that they get science and faith really early. But when I was playing with the Mayans, I was playing an online game with my roommate and my wife. And my roommate is much better at the game than I am right now, so he just ended up stomping me. Alright, we meet the Scions. And now we have retainers available. Okay, so I was trying to do the retainer thing before, and we got blocked. So it's now when we actually get the retainers.
I take it you will help us. Wonderful!
Hello, Thancred. Okay, now we're going to Drybone. Yeah, and I've done this part before. Oh my lord. Alright, it looks like we're running like everywhere. Gonna have to do some running here. Yeah, I can talk about Civ for a long time, but I kind of want to... I would rather save that conversation for when I'm actually playing Civ. That way, when I upload these videos to YouTube, they're not like, oh my god, he's playing Final Fantasy, but only talking about Civ the whole time. Because I could talk about Civ all day. But why not just play it tomorrow and talk about it then? If you can make it, of course. Not that there's much to really talk about right now. Like, we're basically just following the path. We're making sure that in the cities that we're in, we don't have anything that we have to turn in, because some of this stuff still needs to be turned in. We're about to embark on a long run. Okay, so we gotta go to Eastern, and we have to go do that too. I'm not gonna pick this up yet though, because there's going to be another quest that brings us up there, so I'll just pick that up there. Yeah, so that brings up an interesting topic, because I was thinking about making a video almost entirely based on tanking anxiety. Because there are people who have exactly what you're saying there, the intimidation of tanking, or they're worried about tanking because, I don't know, either they don't want to be the leader, which is something that I can understand. Being a leader is not for everyone. But even if you're a tank, you don't even necessarily have to be the leader. So I don't know if it's only about being the leader. But then I guess it's about, if you mess up, maybe your teammates will die. But the thing is that, like, that could happen, sure. If you're a healer and you mess up, then your teammates will die too, right? And in fact, probably even more so. So I don't know, like, I had a thought about creating a video about tanking anxiety and how to get over it, but I don't know that I'm really the right person to make that video because I just never experienced that. So for me, it's like, okay, if you're anxious about tanking, like, just don't be anxious, you know, just do it. I think the best thing you can do is take a paladin or a gladiator or a marauder or whatever, And then just do the first few dungeons like over and over again until you just don't feel anxious at all. Because these dungeons are... Oh, I gotta go... Wait, hold on. What am I doing right now? Yeah, I'm heading over here to Eastern Thanalan. Those dungeons are built to teach you. And even if you mess up, it's really hard for the whole group to die. So, I don't know. It's one of those things where I would say, like, just do it. Yeah, exactly. Just what Luna's saying. Just keep doing it. And Final Fantasy is especially good for this because you can just choose what dungeon you want to queue up for and just do it over and over again. Now, for me, tanking is my default. Yeah, exactly. Just do it. Yeah, I mean, I would say do it over and over again as much as you can stand anyway. And then it just becomes natural. Now what I'm tanking is like when I'm at home. I can take Creech as a paladin through like the newest dungeon that I have unlocked, which is, you know, to be fair, not the most difficult, but in Stormblood the dungeons are a little more difficult. But it's all just fundamentals, you know? Know how to tab through your targets, know how to rotate through them. And you develop a sort of internal clock for threat as well. So like you'll pull a group of 3 enemies, and then the more you do it, you'll start to realize, shit, I haven't hit that 3rd enemy in a while. And the healer's been healing me, so they're probably pulling threat off me, so I should probably switch to hit them. And then it'll happen when you're new, as soon as you start thinking that, then you'll lose threat, you know, because you'll start to get it. You'll be like, oh, I should have thought that a little bit earlier. And then you just sort of develop it. The idea I need to know every corner of the dungeon to tank it. Yeah, see, and that is the one where it's like, kind of like, you need to bring the party through the dungeon and maybe you'll get lost. Is that what you mean? Because that is something that I've struggled with in the past as well. Is just like not knowing the dungeon, so not really knowing where to go. And at that point, I just tell them early on, I'm like, this is my first time here. Be gentle. But the actual tanking part of it is not really a problem. So like, you know Sastasha, you know Tamtara, and you know Copperbell. So you can just do those over and over again because you know where to go in those ones. And then just develop the fundamentals until it becomes second nature and you don't have to think about it. Next thing you know, you'll be, you know, having a conversation while tanking and watching another video on the other screen, and you'll be able to do it all at once. And then once you're at that point, you can start going into those dungeons that you don't really know the map very well. We're doing this leave, by the way. Wait, what's the one we're doing? The Law one, that's right. It's a stupid Beckon one, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because people have different reasons for being anxious about tanking. And I don't want to be like the authority on it because I'm not. Because for me, that was just never a problem. And it's a very similar thing to StarCraft 2. Like, a lot of people are really anxious getting into StarCraft 2 and playing online in a ranked game because they don't want that loss on their record, or they don't want to feel emasculated, basically. But that's just something that's never bothered me. Like, I'll jump on StarCraft 2 ladder and lose 5 games in a row, and I might get frustrated about losing, but it's not like I don't want to play on the ladder because I'm anxious about it. Same thing with tanking. Like, if I go in and I fail as a tank, then it's more like, well, I screwed up. I just gotta try again. I just used Provoke on him by mistake. But the instant Qs that you get are totally worth it. Also, when you do dailies and shit, the tank always gets this bonus, and it's worth it. You'll never run out of seals if you're a tank. I was trying to get my wife to tank as well because she was having the same problems, right? Like, she didn't really like that she had to be the leader. And she was able to easily, like, we made it all the way through to Hawk Manor, I think, during that phase of our playtime, when she was tanking and I was healing. And she got all the way through to Hawk Manor and did Hawk Manor no problem at all. But still sort of struggles with the idea that when you're in the dungeon, you know, it's sort of all eyes on you all the time. It's very easy to criticize a tank, too. Because you know, you're sort of always watching them, so you can easily see when they make mistakes. And maybe people don't like being judged like that, which is understandable. Alright, we got this done. There we go, thank you. Just 3 ripe corpses sitting out here. And the people who murdered them happen to just be standing nearby. We'll just pick them up and put them in our pocket. Gotten in a habit of gear checking tanks when I go to a dungeon just to see if you need to drop any DPS. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Out of all the classes or all the roles, the tank is the most important to have your gear up to date, in my opinion. The healer obviously needs to be up to date as well, but I think that the tank more so needs to be on par with what they need for the dungeon, or else they just won't have enough hit points. But what you just said right there, like, that's another aspect to being the tank or being the leader, you know, that it sounds like you've already developed. Like, when you're a healer, you're looking out for certain things, right? And you'll start to realize, like, oh, this Dragoon is kind of silly and doesn't like dodging anything. So he's always going to be getting hit. So you know that you're going to need to give him a heal here and there, because Ungust, that's the name of this guy. I thought his name was like Uther or something, but it's just as bad. But that's the sort of thing that you develop as a healer, right? You're looking around, you're seeing like, okay, this guy doesn't have enough gear, so I can't do as much damage as I want to do. Or this Dragoon keeps getting hit by AoEs, so I need to heal him. I keep my mind ready to drop a quick heal on him if he gets hit by something. And it's the same thing as a tank. When you're tanking, you can be like, all right, like this, you know, this DPS doesn't dodge anything, so my healer has to know about that, you know? Or this archer always pulls before I'm ready. So you can sort of adapt to that kind of thing. Or this healer likes to let me get real low before healing me, which is fine, by the way. But you develop these sort of, you know, just leadership type abilities when you're watching your party as you're going through a dungeon. And it's, I don't know, it's a part of it. But again, that's the kind of thing that comes with practice. The only way you're really going to know about that kind of stuff is if you actually do it over and over again on a regular basis. I had a tank on the Road 60 server who kept pulling the mobs to me, and it was the first time ever I didn't calm a tank as a healer. Kept pulling them to you, like pulling them on top of you? Oops. Oh yeah, this is the one where you have to go around the edge, right? Or somewhere up here. I think movement as a tank is one of my weaknesses. I'm very active on the keyboard. I'm sure a lot of people have noticed that. You know, and what I tend to have happy feet, and I move around a lot. They're spamming radial AoEs, and he was pulling them over to me. Yeah, that's annoying. I used to struggle very heavily with mob placement as a tank. I think I'm better at it now, but I still get real happy feet, and I like to move around a lot. And reposition the mobs probably a little more often than I really need to. I'll never forget this one time we were going through Alexander. Was it Alexander 11? I don't know if Luna's still here, but Luna might remember. It was one of the Alexanders that we struggled with a lot. And there was one instance we were trying it, and it looked like we were doing really well, but the boss was getting ready for like this huge gigantic laser beam attack that I think he focuses on the tank, and I didn't quite know. So I saw him getting ready to blast this huge laser shot, and I just moved over right to where Luna was standing because I thought I was gonna dodge it, but instead what I did was I pointed it right at Luna and just like one shot. And Luna was the healer, and because that happened, we failed, and it was a fun time. Yeah, it took us like, I don't know, 8 or 9 tries or something like that. It was a tough one. I just remember that part specifically because it was like, oh my god, I think we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna do it, and then all because of me, I just like blasted our healer to smithereens. See, and some people would like maybe crumble if that happened to them, you know, as a tank. Like maybe the idea of being the reason why we wiped is something that a lot of people don't want to have. You know, they don't want that type of responsibility on their shoulders. And I guess I can understand that for sure, but again, it's just not really anything that I've ever had a problem with. It's like, yeah, I fucked up. Sorry, I'll just try not to do it again. Gubal. It's been a long time since I've done Gubal. That's the one where the ground turns into ice, doesn't it? And then you have to like slide past the book. Oh, I kind of missed that. Those later dungeons. I've been sort of stuck in the early game of Final Fantasy the past few months because, again, I've been playing this character, and I'm also playing another alt that I play with my wife or on my own. Like, we just sort of play whenever we don't feel like streaming or recording. And that character's only like level 40 right now, so I haven't really gotten to any of the later game dungeons that are really fun. It's been a long time. And then even when I do jump on Creech, if I'm doing dailies, I still have to like hope that that one comes up. So just a quick check here. You guys haven't noticed any issues with the stream? Does everything look okay? Is the sound volumes all right? Anything I can do to make things look a little better or sound a little better? Let me know. Occasionally when I look, like OBS doesn't show me that I've dropped any frames, so everything looks good there. But I haven't noticed if, like, you know, the stream is stuttering at all, so it seems good to me. But it's like my biggest nightmare is to do a full 3-hour stream and then go to chop it up and put it into videos and then realize that the videos are basically unwatchable. Okay, perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that.